UFC is tomorrow night, and we've got two more fights to talk about. So we're going to talk about one right now in the welterweight division. We have got Chris Curtis versus Orolbai Myktybek. I know it's Myktybek Orolbai, but I'm going to go with Orolbai Myktybek. Myktybek's one of my favourite fighters. I think ever since he's come into the UFC, he's been an absolute blast. He's had great fights. Same with Chris Curtis. Both of them have had really good fights inside the UFC. Entertaining fights. Both entertaining fighters. You know, you're either going to get an absolute war or you're going to get a finish or something like that. And it's at welterweight. Myktybek moved up from lightweight to welterweight, and Curtis is coming down from middleweight. So both guys are coming into new divisions. You know, Myktybek last time just started. I don't know if this is Chris Curtis' first fight. I think it's his second. I think they're both second fights at welterweight. But it's an interesting one. So you know how we're going to do it. We're going to talk about Chris Curtis first, then Myktybek after. So let's get straight into this with Chris Curtis, 32 wins, 12 losses. You know, you've been around. You've been to a lot of different companies. You now see he's a proper veteran of the game. 17 big wins by KO. That's impressive. 1 submission and 7 first-round finishes. Brandon Allen, impressive win. KO'd him. Joaquin Buckley, I would say they're his most notable wins. The ones what stand out, both by KO. You know, Buckley ranked in the top 10, was close to the top 5 of welterweight. Brandon Allen's now in the top 5 of middleweight. So you've beaten some top guys. Losses. Lost to Kelvin Gastelum. That was a great fight. I really recommend going to watch Chris Curtis v Kelvin Gastelum. Just one of those fights. Both of them stood toe-to-toe and just threw everything at each other. Lost to Brandon Allen by decision and lost by Jack Hermansson by decision. So, you know, he beat Allen. Allen avenged the loss. The Jack Hermansson one, to be fair, Jack Hermansson just danced around him for 3 rounds. I remember watching that. It was on one of the UFC London cards. Yeah, weren't amazing, but they're his notable losses anyway. Keys to victory for Chris Curtis. Stay keeping it on the feet. You know, you don't want to wrestle with Orolbai or Myktybek. Myktybek's definitely a 10 times better wrestler, coming from, I think, Mongolia, I think it is. I don't know where it's from. Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. It's that region anyway. Myktybek's got better wrestling than Chris Curtis. So Curtis definitely wants to keep it on the feet, especially if you've got 17 big wins by knockout. It's definitely the plan, what I would go for anyway. Use the combos, you know. We don't see MMA guys doing like 1-2-3s, like a jab, backhand, hook, 1-2 hook. You might mainly see just big like one shots. And Chris Curtis being a guy who he's a southpaw, very tricky on the feet. He's got great defense. I think using combinations against Myktybek would definitely work. And my last note for him: go to the body, tire Orolbai out. Orolbai, he has a great gas tank. He's been to wars. Like, he's had one of the greatest fights ever I've seen. And he managed to have a high pace in that matchup. So I would definitely recommend going to the body early on for Chris Curtis to try and slow him down if it keeps going to round 2 and 3, especially 3. Because Chris Curtis has also got a great gas tank as well. But they're my keys to victory for Chris Curtis. Going on to Orolbai Myktybek. So 15-2, impressive. Still a prospect in some way. 7 wins by KO, 6 by submission, and 9 first round finishes. Wins. Last time out, he absolutely obliterated Jack Hermansson, KO'd him in 1 round. That was a nasty knockout, a serious nasty knockout. Give it a watch. He's beat Medic. I've forgot his first name, but he's now ranked at welterweight, beating Jeff Neal. So he's got a win over a ranked guy. Was aged like 5-1 at welterweight. And he lost to Rubekik. That was a fight of the night. That's the one I was on about. Absolute bloodbath, war. it was a crazy pace. Myktybek got dropped, somehow recovered, then dropped Rebekic. You know, it was a great fight. Give it a watch. Notes for Myktybek. Use a high pace. I think, with the grappling pedigree he's got, use a high pace. Constantly go for clinches, get him up against the cage, take him down, let him get back up. You know, keep mixing it about and keep Chris Curtis guessing of what he's going to do. I mean, he's got power, clearly, with 7 wins by KO, and especially the one with Jack Hermansson last time out. That one was probably his most impressive victory inside the UFC. And that, obviously, I think he should use grappling just in general, not just to set the pace, but okay, if Curtis is starting to get some good combos off, yeah, Myktybek starts just grappling him, taking him down and that. And use some of the kicks, you know. Myktybek likes to do question mark kicks, side kicks and stuff like that. Use those to your advantage because they're always tricky to figure out. You never know when they come in. So definitely do those. I think we're in for a treat. You know, we're in for an absolute barn burner here. I think this will be fight of the night, if anything. And my predictions, I think Orolbai Myktybek is going to win. I think he's going to win by unanimous decision, but I definitely think this is going to be the fight of the night. So that's my predictions. Myktybek Orolbai by unanimous decision. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Give a thumbs up, give a subscribe and all that business, and enjoy tomorrow night, guys.